we're about to go down memory lane. Good hello friends, my name is Melanie and welcome back to my channel. As some of you might know, I started my bookish career on Instagram. I was just getting back into reading and I was picking up books from my local library, and so I kind of started to see the Bookstagram trend growing. It wasn't really a big thing, I feel, at the time, and it was just starting to really gain in popularity, so I hopped on, created the Bookish Mel, and Instagram started to grow. So we are gonna scroll all the way down to the very beginning, to when I first started posting on Instagram, and we are going to decide, well, I'm gonna decide if my posts were really any good. Now there's a lot to go through, considering I've been in the bookish sphere for like, I don't know, 3 years? Let me see if my math is right. So I made my first post on Instagram July 28th, 2018. That was 4 years ago. And a lot's changed in 4 years, but I feel like I've put out a lot of really good content, so we're gonna go through. So obviously the first two posts are Court of Thorns and Roses themed, because that was the book that I was reading when I got into Booksta. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty proud of these two posts. Like, I remember being like, yeah, this captures the theme and the essence. And then I started playing with some twinkle lights, and then I pulled out the big guns. I grabbed my Canon Rebel T3i, which is, I'm sure, somewhere around my room right now, and I started taking some legit photos, actually like doing some zoom situation. God, this photo right here was one of my favorites. One, because I had a rainbow bookshelf and I had just bought my IKEA bookshelf, built it, and started building my collection, and I was like so proud of this photo, and I was building my library, and like, so here's the thing, I was participating in Feline Reading August, whatever that was. I'm sure it was some random tag that I found somewhere and was like, this is a great way for me to post every single day because there's a prompt and I don't really have to get too creative with what I'm gonna be posting, but like the captions are so boring. Oh, this is one of my favorite quotes though from the Grishaverse. I'm sorry I left you so long in the dark. I'm sorry, but I'm ready now. I called and the light answered. It felt it rushing towards me. That really is one of my favorite quotes, but this is just so funny. Oh, and I had my old desk here. So I used to have this old desk with its own bookshelf casing, I guess. And so I emptied out all of my books, like the whatever storage unit up top, just so that I could take this photo. Was it worth it? I don't know. Okay, we get into the China Rich, which if you guys have been following my Bookstagram for a while and my YouTube account, you know that I got rid of the trilogy because I hated China Rich Girlfriend and I didn't want to read Rich People Problems. I have never DNF'd a series so hard in my entire life. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting to some of my favorite photos. These twinkle lights had a chokehold on me. I don't remember whose post I started seeing that used the twinkle lights, but I took that and I ran with it and I loved it so much. So let me see if I can find more. Okay, so the reach on this wasn't as big as I thought it was, but this Grishaverse post, I don't know why this flat layout like brought me so much joy, but I remember being so proud of this shot because I was just trying to figure out like what I was doing, and I feel like I got it. But again, with the twinkle lights, these sock photos were iconic. This photo was my profile photo for the longest time. I actually still have this like little letterboard. It's over here. This was definitely a vibe. Again, back at it with a flat lays. Again, another one of my favorite photos with this bed actually. I had twinkle lights posted all across this thing, and so I was taking photos against it. Again, I thought I was doing great at the time. This photo right here. These socks, again, love them. This is one of my least favorite photos I think I've ever taken. Oh my gosh. I was trying to get some more props, if you will, when it came to the bookish world, and so I subscribed to Owlcrate, and nothing against Owlcrate at all, but like for my purposes I felt like it was just getting a little too cluttered in my room and I was just getting a bunch of random stuff that I didn't really care about, so I ended up canceling that subscription. But it was so funny to me because I thought that these posts were gonna do so well. Again, yeah, the flat lay. This is the exact same setup, but just a closer zoom. Oh yes, Shelfie Sunday. I was so proud of my bookshelves. At this point, there are so many books that I've gotten rid of since this photo. And I feel like my bookshelves now are a much more accurate representation of who I am. This was definitely me still trying to figure out who I was and what I was doing. because I remember I would, oh yeah, this one. Yeah, 225 likes, 226 likes. This photo felt iconic. I felt like I was finally kind of making it. My posts are getting over 200 likes. And then I started to go back down again, and I was like wondering, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to change? It really was just a game of consistency and just finding the right books and the right captions and the right style of photo. Again, the twinkle lights. I'm having so much fun looking at all these old posts. I was so proud. Like, I would take photos in batches, probably like over 100 photos. I would go through, delete a bunch of them, and then start editing. And it felt like a full-time job where I was like on it, and I was making sure that I imported them to my phone, and like I was posting regularly. And it was a lot of fun while I was doing it, but I definitely think that it required a lot of time and a lot of attention, and quite frankly, I stopped buying a lot of books. It got to a point where I just wasn't, oh, this was profile photo for a very long time, but it got to a point where I like really wasn't buying more books, and I had to figure out like how I was gonna take photos of my books and create more captions and blah blah blah. So I really started to get a little bit more creative, and I started to go to the library more again. Started taking photos of individual books so that I was able to kind of push my collection a little bit more. Here, this Christmas moment, I was so proud of my feed during the Christmas time, because I took batches of these cardigan photos, and then I made a bunch of our Christmas decorations that year. So it just, the feed flowed so nicely and it looked so planned, and I remember I was using a feed planner. So it was just so like aesthetically pleasing as you kept going, and then when you look at the full thing, it just looks so pretty, and then it just kind of went haywire again. These Appa photos, some of my favorites, just because I love my little Appa. And I was so consistent for so long. Yeah, we had a little bit of a blue theme going here. Love this. I was really into the cool tones. I still am very into the cool tones. See, and I was starting to get a little bit more inconsistent around 2019, but I was still posting. It just, I feel like it was a little bit more sporadic. Yep, and here we are. We're getting close to when I disappeared. 2020, 2020. This photo is still my profile photo. July 2020, we were doing okay, but you can see that the engagement and my post likes had gone down because I'd probably taken like 2 hiatuses up until this point. October 2020. I remember taking this photo. I was at a Panera Bread studying, and I bought the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because it was V.E. Schwab. I knew I wanted to buy this book in the first place. I broke my book buying ban. Still not really posting much in terms of quality. Got a random poetry book review. Yeah, December, and then we hop into 2021. And then I don't post anything for all of 2021. And then I post for the first time March 8th, and this is actually for class. All in all, my Instagram was something that I was really proud of when I was consistent. And it's still like one of my favorite platforms that I own and that I create on, even though I'm not actively posting now. I love looking back and seeing just the level of dedication that I had and just the excitement that I had for posting every single day. I loved how creative I was getting with the books that I owned, and honestly, I could probably still do it now. Like, I could pull a bunch of books that have never been featured on my Instagram before and start my bookish Instagram again, but it really did feel like a full-time job. Like, I was on it, I was scheduling posts, I was, you know, loading up my drafts. I was on it, and I was very proud of myself, but I definitely kind of phased out of Instagram. I don't know. I feel like on YouTube, I'm able to be a little bit more myself. I don't write as well as I speak, as funny as it is. So I think it's just one of those things where you find your platform, you find where you enjoy being. And it doesn't mean that I don't still lurk. I'm always posting on my Instagram stories, but it's just so funny to me to see that Instagram is where I started. It's where I kind of built my bookish community. And now here we are on YouTube. It's been a long time. Obviously not as long as a lot of people, but I'm 24 in a couple months, which is so crazy to me. And yet this is something that I still love and enjoy so much. So hope you guys enjoyed going down memory lane with me, and kind of my Instagram is still on hiatus. even though I'm actively posting here. It's really interesting to see really which platform works for whoever the best, and I think I want to kind of shift my Instagram a little bit, but I gotta plan a little bit. So if you have any ideas as to what my Instagram could shift to, I would love to know. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, I'll catch you soon.